Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 on the road tonight. We're at the Behrend Civic Center in Temple, Texas, and you can see the crowd of youngsters in the background. They're having a good time getting autographs from the American Force, the Hitman, the Tonga Kid, and Big Bubba's here. He's been signing autographs all night. We love the kids. We always have that special for them, only $3 wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is handled. Before I talk to Bubba, I want to tell you that later on today, you're going to be seeing Paul Diamond, the American Force, taking on the Wild Bull Ayala. Bruiser Brody, the $1 million man, is back against the Hitman, also the Tonga Kid, and he's exciting. He'll step into the ring, plus the Zambuies against the Samoans, and we're going to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and show you the final match of the Texas Cup Tournament. Big Bubba, you were scheduled to wrestle here tonight in this round of matches, but last week, Bruiser, Brody, and the 2x4 got to you right here at the Behrend Civic Center.
That's right, Steve. You took and put it right across my back. Let me tell you, I'm not a 250-pound guy. I see many a man get carried out on an ambulance because of that man. Hey, he knocked me out, but I'm back here where I should be. I got to commit to these people. The doctor says I can't wrestle the rest of the evening. But let me tell you, I'm here where I should be with the fans.
Well, Bubba, I know, and I was proud to see you get out of the ring under your own power, and you didn't have to ride out in that gurney.
That's right, Steve. There's nobody, I don't care how big Bruiser Brody is, they're not going to take and carry me out on a gurney like some piece of garbage. He's going to have to take and come after me like some kind of man. And that's what I hear he is. I want to see it myself.
I know that somewhere down the road, you're going to have to step into the ring and meet that $1 million man one more time.
I don't care, Steve. I turned my back on him once. I'm not going to do it again. The one-man gang told me about the guy. He warned me about him. I made a mistake one time. I'm not going to make the mistake no more.
Well, Bubba, I know you're still mad about that, but I know you enjoy the excitement with all the kids around here behind you.
That's right. This is what professional wrestling is all about. All these kids out here having a good time, enjoying themselves, and being here with the family.
Thank you very much, Bubba, and we look forward to seeing you back in the ring very soon.
It's great being here, Steve.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to the ring for our opening match right after this.
Today's special coming to the Austin City Coliseum Friday night, February 14th at 7:30 p.m. Let's go down the card first, then we want to announce that special surprise. The main event that night is for the 6-man Tag Team Championship of Texas. Kamala and the Zambo Express defend against the Tonga Kid, and boy, you know what a spectacular star he is, and the Wild Samoans, 4-time World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. For the Texas Tag Team Championship, it's going to be the Magnificent Zulu and Al Madril defending against the Wild Bull Ayala and Buddy Moreno. For the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, Big Bubba defends against the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. Diablo number 1 versus Ron Class. Diablo number 2 versus Ken Massey. And that night, there's going to be a $3,000 battle royal funded by Gary Hart. The winner of that to wrestle Bruiser Brody for the Texas Cup in Austin in the very near future. Now, gentlemen, I know you're all excited about your matches coming up, and I know you're also excited about getting a chance to meet all your fans and maybe exchange some Valentines and pass out some candy. Bubba, I know you are especially excited about it.
That's right. I want to invite all those little kids and all those beautiful girls out there. Look at these handsome guys here. We all want to cordially invite you guys to come out. We've got personalized Valentines for everybody that we will all sit down and autograph for y'all. We got candy for the kids and for all those ladies and all those grandparents, whoever wants to come out there while it lasts. And hey, personally, you're going to get the best show you've ever witnessed in professional wrestling.
A lot of great talent that night. Kids tickets only $3, the best entertainment value in Austin. Paul Diamond, I know you don't miss a chance to meet a good-looking girl, and you're going to have a lot of chances that night.
Oh, that's true, Mark. You know, like Bubba said here, a lot of gifts and stuff, and when they run out, we'll all be there to give out Valentine's Day hugs and kisses. So all you ladies, come on down. Autographs, pictures, we'll be there.
And Texas Longrider, I know that you got a personal message from Scott Casey.
That's right. I put it in my own words. I say that the best part of revenge is getting even. And that's what the Texas Longrider is going to do.
Paul Diamond of the American Force and the Wild Bull Ayala with Gary Hart in the corner. Well, the kids have all cleared the ring, and they've gone back to their seats to enjoy the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling here at the Behrend Civic Center in Temple, Texas. as Gary Hart is being told by the referee George Stevens to step back out of the ring as the Wild Bull Ayala is right there. Paul Diamond of the American Force. You saw Shawn Michaels of the American Force out here a little earlier. Gary Hart still not getting out of the ring. He's up on the apron. He's talking to Ayala, and he's telling Ayala what he would like for him to do, I'm sure, to Paul Diamond of the American Force. Later today, we're going to be taking you to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and showing you the finals of the Texas Cup. They lock up now. Gary Hart sits down at ringside. They break on the ropes. This is my first look here on television at the Wild Bull Ayala in a match. Last week he was here with Rapido Rodriguez as a color commentator. Hart is saying something to the Wild Bull, and the Wild Bull is saying something back. Coming up with a hammerlock. A Wild Bull Ayala reversal by Paul Diamond, American Force. Ayala moving around, and Ayala drops down, and out of the ring goes Paul Diamond. There you see Diamond on the floor. We saw the kids in the ring earlier. Remember, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, kids, only $3 general admission. Diamond. Look at Ayala holding the ropes over, and Gary Hart can't believe it. He's questioning Ayala's move there, allowing the American Force to get back in the ring. Gary Hart saying, "What are you doing? You threw him out of the ring while you tried to help him back in." Ayala's explaining something to him. I don't know what he's saying from our distance, and Hart says, okay, goes back over and sits down. So Gary Hart must be satisfied at this point with whatever Ayala told him. Arm drag, down goes Diamond. They lock up. Diamond reaching in, going for a body slam, and he didn't get it as Ayala blocked it. I'd like to thank KCN-TV, our Texas All-Star Wrestling affiliate here in Temple, Waco, for their assistance here at the Mayburn Civic Center. Look at Ayala holding Diamond up. Gary Hart is clapping his hands. Explaining to Ayala, you should have took him and just threw him over the top rope. Gary Hart is saying, "Come here, I want to talk to you." You can see Hart now out there talking to Ayala, and Ayala is shaking his head. Whatever Hart's telling him, Ayala is shaking his head no. Ayala's walking away from him. I think Gary Hart is trying to tell the Wild Bull that he's not being wild enough. Hart is saying, "Come on, let's get in there. Let's beat this guy. Get that 3 count." There, Gary Hart sets down again. As you see, John Schaefer and Mark Nolte at ringside, the ring announcer and timekeeper. They lock up. It's Ayala coming out of the arm. A Wild Bull putting the twist in that left arm. The American Force, Paul Diamond. Don't forget, coming up later on today, the Zambuie Express against the Wild Samoans. The Tonga Kid against Chris Adams, plus Bruiser Brody takes on the Hitman. Yet to come today here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Once again, Gary Hart doesn't like it. Ayala is having words with Gary Hart. Gary Hart is saying, "What's the matter with you? I want you to beat this man. Let's go." Now Ayala is pointing a finger at Hart. Hart says, "Okay, let's get back in there and take care of the American Force." Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road next week. That is February the 10th at the Abrams Fieldhouse in Fort Hood, Texas. We want to see everybody there for television, Fort Hood, Texas, on the 10th. I know Gary Hart doesn't like that at all. He's getting up on the apron. Oh, Hart. Oh, he slaps Ayala, and Ayala hits him, and down he goes. Now, you see the crowd going wild. Wait a minute. Here comes Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody has come into the ring with a 2x4, and it goes over the back of the Wild Bull Ayala. Now he goes after Paul Diamond. Bruiser Brody doesn't like anybody, and Ayala, who was in the corner of H&H Associates, just lost that position, I can tell you that. The minute Bruiser Brody come out here with a 2x4, here comes the Wild Bull with a chair. Gary Hart is in the ring. Gary Hart grabbing Bruiser Brody, telling him to stay back. The Wild Bull is swinging the chair. Bruiser Brody has the 2x4. Referee George Stevens trying to keep the Wild Bull out. The bell's already sounded, and I would have to say that would be a disqualification. Look at the Wild Bull. He's really hot. Brody gets out. Now the association of Gary Hart and the Wild Bull, yeah, you can say that's probably over. The Wild Bull gonna win it on a, well, maybe a disqualification. No, it is going to be Paul Diamond winning on a disqualification because Hart and Brody and Ayala were together. It is Diamond winning on a disqualification. Stay tuned because Texas All-Star close-up with Bruiser Brody and Gary Hart coming up right after this.
Austin, Friday, February the 14th, 7:30 p.m. The Texas six-man tag team titles on the line as Kamala and Zambo Express meet the Tonga Kid and the Wild Samoans. The new Texas tag team champions, El Madrid and the Zulu, battle the Wild Bull Ayala and Buddy Marino. Big Bubba takes on the Golden Boy. Miss Fantasy will be there. Other great matches, special Valentine treats for all. Tickets at the Coliseum the day the match. Kids only $3. That's Texas All-Star Wrestling, Austin, Friday, February the 14th.
Right here at the Mayburn Civic Center in Temple with Richard from the Metatrans Ambulance Service and, of course, the $1 Million Man, Bruiser Brody, and Gary Hart. And I'll be talking to Gary Hart in just a moment. But, Richard, I know you've come every time that Bruiser Brody is around, you're with him.
Yes, sir, I sure am. There's one thing I'd like to say right now, if I can. On behalf of Metatrans Ambulance Service Company of San Antonio and the Emergency Medical Services of Texas, I'd like to stress that y'all wear your seatbelts. It's not only a law, but it saves lives.
And it also costs you fine. The Highway Patrol catch you out there on the road.
Right.
Thank you, Richard. We go over here now to Mr. Gary Hart. And Gary Hart, it's all laid out here in front of us. I know what it is. I was at the doctor's office a couple weeks ago with Scott Casey. The people have seen what happened to him inside the cage. And I just don't agree with the things that you and the $1 Million Man are doing.
You mean to tell me that you disagree that Bruiser Brody and Gary Hart should not take full advantage of these gentlemen's technique in stopping bleeding? Here are some bandages for elbows, ankles, scratches, abrasions, bruises, some type of eye wash in case something's thrown into your eyes, all kinds of things in here. Look at this here. In case Bruiser Brody actually break someone's leg, it can be encased in here from what this gentleman tells me, and until he gets to the hospital to get taken care of. Here I think Scott Casey had one of these very things around his neck, didn't he?
Sure did.
Whew, boy, I tell you, this guy's got a lot of stuff in here. Now looky here. Just in case someone's knocked unconscious or feeling faint from just the sight of Bruiser Brody, then we have oxygen, see? So we've taken care of everybody. I will guarantee everyone that gets in the ring and wrestles Bruiser Brody, they are going to have competent medical help on their way to the hospital. Because you can look at it like this. You can call Bruiser Brody whatever you want. I like to look at him sort of like a wrestler who cares about his opponents. We want our opponents to know that they are going to get beat up really, really bad. But as soon as they get beat up real bad, someone's going to be there looking after him. This gentleman and his partner, they pick up people that are in plane crashes. They pick up people that are in drowning situations. They pick up people that have been in hurricanes and tornadoes. I mean, these gentlemen are really, really, really competent men. So at least when you fight Bruiser Brody, you're going to know you're going to have the very best medical service from the arena to the hospital, and you're going to have our best wishes, and that's about all. And if I didn't do this, I would be afraid that anyone would be afraid to wrestle Bruiser Brody. I'm trying to give them all the insurance a person could possibly want.
Well, this is the thing I don't agree with. I mean, there's no reason to have all this because you shouldn't be doing what you're doing to require this service.
Bruiser Brody is such a strong competitor that who really has a chance? Tell me in the last 15 years anyone that's ever put Bruiser Brody's shoulders to the mat. No one. Tell me anyone in the last 15 years that wants to get in the ring and wrestle Bruiser Brody. Tell me the last person in the last 15 years, how many people have been hurt at the hands of Bruiser Brody. And me being a wise manager, I realize that a service such as this is needed, and I frown on your attitude because if we're doing anything, it's trying to bring safety to the business that we make our living in.
I know you have some important business to take care of right now.
Yes, we do. David Patterson, you may be next. By the way, let me see here. From now on, you know what I'm going to do? When they're laying on here, I'm going to check them out, make sure they're healthy on their way to the hospital. You too, David Patterson. We're going to get you next, brother.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the inventory with Yuri, Hart, and the Metatrans ambulance crew. And now let's go inside for our next match where Bruiser Brody takes on the Hitman.
Austin City Coliseum. First, you're going to see a lot of great action. Six-man tag team championship of Texas on the line. It's going to be Kamala and the Zambuie Express going up against the Tonga Kid and the Wild Samoans. For the Texas Tag Team Championship, the new champions, the Magnificent Zulu and Al Madril, make their first Austin defense against the Wild Bull Ayala and Buddy Moreno. Also that night, for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, Big Bubba versus the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. The Diablos in singles action against Ron Class and Ken Massey. And a $3,000 Battle Royal, the winner to meet Bruiser Brody for the Texas Cup in the near future. And then, during the evening, personalized autographs, free candy, kids tickets $3. What a night it's going to be in Austin on Friday night, February 14th, 7:30 p.m. And the Zambuie Express, you're going to be part of it.
Let me tell you something. You got Kamala and the Zambo Express, the biggest thing Texas ever seen. We're coming to Austin for one reason, to put up the six-man tag. Well, let me tell you something. We done stored that tag in storage because there's not a team in the world big enough to beat the three of us. Now, what I want to tell you is this. Tonga Kid, you jump around like a monkey that lost his bananas. Well, let me tell you something. When it all settled down and the fighting getting hot and heavy, you're nothing but a kid. You ain't beat nobody. You don't stand a chance. Tell them about it, big fella.
As far as the Samoans go and the Tonga Kid, you're going to think it's St. Valentine Massacre Day all over again in Austin. And as far as the kids, we don't represent nobody but ourselves. Nobody black or white. It's the Zambo Express and Kamala all for themselves. And remember that because we're big enough and bad enough and tough enough to go any place and run over anybody that we want.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, $1 Million Man, Bruiser Brody is in the ring. Brody with a Hitman. They are throwing some big ones right here at the start of this match. Brody whips him in. He ducked underneath that one, Patterson did, and there's a drop kick. Brody is outside the ring. Here comes the Hitman out after him. The Bruiser Brody and the Hitman, they are outside the ring. They're thrown into the steel post. They're inside the barriers. Brody there punishing the face of the Hitman. There you catch Brody and the Hitman exchanging blows again. Look at the Hitman chop the $1 Million Man. We cannot see anything except what we're picking up on our monitor. All the fans are standing. The $1 Million Man has come to the ring, and they're all around. If you're going to see anything from the seats, you're going to have to stand up. You can see Brody. The bell is sounding. I don't know what. Brody is coming out with a chair, and he's going after the Hitman with that chair. Over here on my left, talking to Rapido Rodriguez on the Spanish Network, is a Wild Bull Ayala who felt the 2x4 Bruiser Brody a little earlier. Now there's Brody with a 2x4 and Gary Hart. The bell is already sounded. I'll have to wait for the decision from the referee as we work to the crowd to find the Bruiser Brody, and here he goes. Brody is going back, and he is leaving. The Hitman is going to be the winner. The Hitman is going to be a winner on the disqualification. You can see the Metatrans emblem.
Kids tickets only $3, and imagine the action you're going to get to see for $3. A 6-man tag team championship match, a 4-man tag team championship match, a battle royal, and it's all going to happen Friday night, February 14th, 7:30 p.m. at the Austin City Coliseum. Plus, the stars of Texas All-Star Wrestling is going to be passing out Valentine's Day candy. They're going to be giving out personalized Valentines. It's going to be a great night. For the 6-man tag team championship, Kamala and the Zambo Express takes on the Tonga Kid and the Wild Samoans. For the Texas Tag Team Championship, Al Madril and the Magnificent Zulu against the Wild Bull Ayala and Buddy Moreno. For the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, Big Bubba versus the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. The Diablos in singles action against Ron Class and Ken Massey. And a $3,000 battle royal, the winner of that battle royal, to meet Bruiser Brody for the Texas Cup in Austin in the near future. What a night, Friday night, February 14th.
Chris Adams here on Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 from the Behrend Civic Center in Temple, Texas. Don't forget, later today, we're going to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and show you the final match and the winner of the Texas Cup. Plus, still to come, the Zambuie Express against the Samoans. The Tonga Kid wanting to shake hands with Chris Adams. Coming to Texas All-Star Wrestling very soon, Blackjack Mulligan and Barry Windham, plus Hell Cone. The stars continue to come to Texas All-Star Wrestling as the Tonga Kid and Chris Adams. Well, the Tonga says, if you don't want to shake hands with me, that's fine. Let's wrestle. The Battle of the Belts coming to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio on Sunday, February the 23rd. Watch for it, the Battle of the Belts. What a lineup that's going to be. Chris Adams and the Tonga Kid, they lock up. It's Adams backing into the ropes with the Tonga Kid in front. The Tonga Kid, oop, look at that move as he backed out when the referee, Manuel Villalobos, says break. Chris Adams complaining to the referee that the reason he went back onto the ropes was because the Tonga Kid pulled his hair. Don't forget, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, kids, only $3. The Tonga Kid has got a lot of moves. As they back into the corner, it's Chris Adams in front. And sitting over here, talking to Rapido Rodriguez, is the Wild Bull Ayala. And earlier here today, Ayala, you went into the ring with Gary Hart coming out, and then all of a sudden things begin to change. What was happening there at ringside?
Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. Gary Hart, he want to be like a master. He want me to do whatever he want. I say, no, I do whatever I want. He want me.
Oh, he want you to hurt Paul Diamond?
He want me to hurt that poor kid right there. He wanted me to break the arm, break the leg. They make him happy. They make Gary Hart happy. But, hey, I'm not that kind of man. I'm the kind of man, if the people is with me, I'm with the people. If I'm going to say something else, too, I'm very mad. The Bull Ayala is very mad. And I'm going to say what I said last week about everybody. I say, please forget me. forget me, because I don't mean say that to all you people. I love all you people. I want all you people that love me, because we together, with the power together, with all the Texan people together, the Bull Ayala gonna take care of Bruiser, Brody, Gary Hart, and many, many other ones. But I need everyone in my side. And I say, and once again, I'm sorry what I said last week. Please, I'm sorry, but I'm right here and gonna take care of all those guys from Gary Hart.
Thank you very much, Wild Bull Ayala, and I think he made the right choice there, as he is no longer associated with Gary Hart, and I don't blame him. Side headlock by Chris Adams here on Texas All-Star Wrestling 86 on the road to Behrend Civic Center. We're going on the road again on February the 10th to the Abrams Fieldhouse in Fort Hood, Texas. So all you fans up in the area, Killeen, Coppers Cove, and other cities around Fort Hood, come on over. We want to see you. Chris Adams and the Tonga Kid. Boy, I like the way this Tonga Kid wrestles, and I also like the way Chris Adams handles himself in the ring. Side headlock. Adams comes off of the head. The Tonga Kid just wiggles his way out. Referee is saying something about the hair. Is there grease in the hair? No. Chris Adams wanted to shake hands with the Tonga Kid now. And you see how that works. Adams laying some fists on the jaw of the Tonga Kid. Chris Adams and the Tonga Kid. Here we go. You're not going to hurt the Tonga Kid with that head. There's the way you get hurt when the Tonga Kid headbutts you. Chris Adams. Stepping back away from the Tonga Kid as they stare at each other. You see the Tonga Kid shaking it off. They lock up. It's Adams coming out with an arm bar on the left arm of the Tonga Kid. Coming up, the Samoans, the Wild Samoans against the Zambo Express. Plus, the finals of the Texas Cup from the Hemisfair Arena yet today. Oh, head scissors. Adams had control as you look at the crowd yelling now as they like what the Tonga Kid does. Adams is complaining about the hair pulling again. But the Tonga Kid with just exciting moves and quick moves, Adams can't stand it. See the crowd one more time, and a great crowd on hand here enjoying the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling. Remind all you fans in San Antonio, Texas All-Star Wrestling every Monday at the Wrestlathon, 1704 Blanco Road. Come on by. Everybody will be there. We'll be glad to see you. The Tonga Kid adjusts the knee pads, and now he reaches in. Look at those quick hands as he snatches Chris Adams, and then he backs right out of it. The stars of the professional wrestling world are in Texas, and they're with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Remember, Blackjack Mulligan, Barry Windham, Hal Cole, and the list goes on and on. They're coming to Texas All-Star Wrestling. Next week, you'll see Blackjack Mulligan over in Fort Hood, Texas. Adams holding onto the arm. The Tonga Kid has one arm on the ropes. Chris Adams had the other one. He does the backward flip, and he comes out of it, and Chris Adams once again. Just looking at the Tonga Kid, it seems like every time Chris Adams thinks he has the Tonga Kid where he wants him, the Tonga Kid comes up with something else. Adams really just put into that head scissors by power. The referee is taking Chris Adams' word, I believe, about hair pulling. The crowd knows better. As you can see, they're on the side of the Tonga Kid. Referee Manuel Villalobos now checking with the crowd as the Tonga Kid is asking him to ask the crowd, and the crowd says no, there wasn't any hair pulling. It was just a lot of power and a lot of strength in the body of the Tonga Kid. back into the ropes. It's Chris Adams in front. He has that arm of the Tonga kid over that top rope, and he pulls on it again. Drop kick. Oh, caught him right on the side of the head, and the Tonga kid is down. As Adams got high in the air. Now Adams using that head with a headbutt. Here comes the count. It was 2 on the Tonga kid. The Wild Samoans are yet to come here on Texas All-Star Wrestling today. Headbutt from the Tonga kid right into the muscle, the left arm of Chris Adams. There's one to the head. Adams felt that one as he went down to both knees. The Tonga kid stays right with him. The Tonga kid picks him up and slams him. The Tonga kid is going outside onto the apron. The Tonga kid is going up on the top rope. The Tonga kid flies, and Chris Adams moves. Chris Adams moves, but the Tonga kid is kicked now with a super kick right over that top rope. Look at Chris Adams in the ring. Super kick. Oh, here goes Adams now diving to the ropes, out into the Tonga kid. Oh, what a flying move from Chris Adams as they're both laying out on the concrete floor. The referee, Manuel Villalobos, is inside the ring counting. We're watching Chris Adams. I don't know. There's the Tonga kid. He has moved back into the ring. Chris Adams is still outside. There's the bell. Look at the crowd. They like this decision. Chris Adams is going to be counted out of the ring. Chris Adams counted out of the ring as the Tonga kid wins it, and the fans love it as they are watching the greatest stars and from all over the world, which truly makes it right here tonight. Texas All-Star Wrestling. What a great lineup we've got for you. And it's still to come. The Zambo Express against the Samoans, plus the finals of the Texas Cup, as Chris Adams is not satisfied as he goes back after the Tonga kid. The bell's already sounded. Into the corner. Oh, the Tonga kid chops him down, and Chris Adams says, let me get out of here. They knew, because the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling continues right after this.
At the City Coliseum, Austin, Friday, February the 14th, 7:30 p.m. The Texas six-man tag team titles on the line as Kamala and Zambuie Express meet the Tonga Kid and a Wild Samoan. The new Texas tag team champions, El Madrigal and the Zulu, battle the Wild Bull Ayala and Buddy Marino. Big Bubba takes on the Golden Boy. Miss Fantasy will be there. Other great matches, special Valentine treats for all. Tickets at the Coliseum the day of the match. Kids only $3. That's Texas All-Star Wrestling, Austin, Friday, February the 14th.
Introductions of the Wild Samoans, 3-time World Tag Team Champions, as they come from the WWF in the Texas All-Star Wrestling to take on the Zambuie Express under the guidance of General Skandor Akbar. I want to remind all you kids, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, remember it's only $3. Come out and enjoy it like these fans are here tonight. All you youngsters, and we got a bunch of them here this evening. That's Texas All-Star Wrestling. It's Sika and the great Kokina. The Wild Samoans against the Zambuie Express. Remember, Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road television crew at Fort Hood, Texas on Monday, February the 10th at the Abrams Fieldhouse. Come on over to Fort Hood. We'd be glad to see you. Referee George Stevens trying to get this one underway as he wants one of the Samoans to get out and one of the Zambuie Express, Elijah Akeem, and let's see who's going to start the other way. It is going to be Kokina, I believe. Yes, it is. A great Kokina. Well, this ought to be a wild one here. This is our television main event, but we have one more big main event as we've got a double one for you today. Right after this, we're going to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and pick up the final match of the Texas Cup and get the winner for you. That's coming up next here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. The Samoans talk to each other. Akbar is pacing outside the ring, not saying anything to his Zambo Express right now. Over in Fort Hood, don't forget that Black Jack Mulligan will be there, and also coming very soon is El Hell Cool, the great Mexican wrestling star, plus Barry Windham of the National Wrestling Alliance. Well, you're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance, the AWA, the NWA, the WWF, world class, all Japanese pro and more. They all come together in one place. That's right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling, where the stars are. General Skandor Akbar is over there close to the Samoans' corner as Kokina gets a headbutt from Elijah Akeem, and there's another headbutt. Oh, that knocked his Zambuie back into the ropes. One more time, says the Samoan. This may end up being a battle of headbutts. Boy, these guys are all big. I wouldn't want to be the referee, George Stevens. You look at the Zambuie on the ropes, wondering what's happening. A battle of the belts coming to the Hemisfair Arena, San Antonio on Sunday, February the 23rd. Watch for that announcement. What a great lineup that's going to be. The Battle of the Belts is coming to Texas All-Star Wrestling. Oh, here comes Sika. Nope, now he backs out. Well, I wouldn't want to meet any one of these four in a dark alley. Sika and the great Kokina. Texas All-Star Wrestling. We've got it for you. The Samoans. Ooh, there's a clothesline from the Zambuie, and he tags out to Kareem Muhammad. Forearm to the back. Another forearm to the back. This is 400 pounds pounding on the back of the Samoan, and now he has the Samoan's throat over that rope, and Sika comes over to help out. The Zambuie holding on to the Samoan. Texas All-Star Wrestling on the road. We're at the Behrend Civic Center in Temple, Texas tonight. And remember, we're going to be on the road in Fort Hood, the United States Army Military Center, the Abrams Center, on Monday, February the 10th with our television program. Come on over. We hope to have the Sergeant Major of Fort Hood on our television program when we get over there next week. Look at Sika now, is tagged in. Choking Kareem Muhammad. Referee George Stevens trying to get him out of the corner as the ring announcer Mark Nolte announces the 5 minutes have gone by in the match. Wherever you are, if Texas All-Star Wrestling comes to your town, go on out. I'll guarantee you'll enjoy a night of excitement. And remember, all you youngsters, only $3 general admission. So while we're watching this great match, I want to remind you that the announcers' tuxedos furnished courtesy of S&S Tuxedos with 4 locations in San Antonio. S&S Tuxedos. Oh, that's a bad place for the Zambuie to be. Oh, these Samoans, they don't call them wild for nothing. And Sika has the one Samoan, Kareem Muhammad, over in the corner. The other Samoan is laying over the middle rope where General Skandor Akbar comes over and talks to him. They're grabbing the Samoan Sika. That is Kareem Muhammad. Here's the tag. The other Zambuie, Elijah Keem is tagged in, and now here comes a great Kokina. So it's 2 Samoans and 2 Zambues in the ring. The Zambues have Sika, the Samoan, over in their corner. General Skandor Akbar is right there with him. Forearm to the back by the Zambuie on the Samoan, but Sika comes up swinging. Don't forget, Blackjack Mulligan, Fort Hood, Texas, next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. There's a big forearm knocking the Zambo Express down. Sika tags out to his partner. That's a nephew of the Wild Samoans, the great Kokina. Elbow across the chest to the Zambuie. Here's the count, and he kicks out. Samoan in behind on the Zambuie Express. Coming up after this match, we're going to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and pick up the final match of the Texas Cup and show you the champion. So don't go away. The Samoan still holding on to the Zambuie Express. The referee, George Stevens, is checking. The other Zambuie has something to, the other Samoan had something to say to the referee. Oh! Got tripped there as he started to cross the ring, and the Zambuie come over and twisted around and got the leg tangled up and twisted the Samoan, and now it's 2 Samoans and 2 Zambuies. Look at the Zambuies as they put the great Kokina in the ring and they squeeze him. Oh! He got caught in between them, and now it is the Zambuies turning things around in their favor. Chop to the back of the neck. Elijah Keem holding on to the Samoan, the great Kokina. Oh, he can use that head. There's a tag. Sika tags in. He uses the head. Tag team action at its best right here with the Wild Samoans against the Zambuie Express and Texas All-Star Wrestling, Mayburn Civic Center in Temple, Texas. We're going to be bringing the cameras live to your city wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, so watch for it. Zambuie's tag in and out. One Zambuie holds as the other one punches. Sika, the Samoan. The referee trying to get one Samoan out of the ring and also one Zambuie. Now it is Akbar reaching in, grabbing the leg of the Samoan and going down as they have been battling 10 minutes here in this tag team match. The Samoan, Elijah Keem, is choking him, as you can see. And the other Zambuie Express is helping out. Here comes the other Samoan into the ring now. And we've got all 4 giants in the ring at one time. Out goes the Samoan on one side. That was the great Kokina. The 2 Zambuie Express pounding on Sika. Here comes the General Skandor Akbar. And Akbar says, hold him, and Akbar comes in using that stick that he carries into the ring, putting it to the midsection. The other Samoan has come back, and here comes the Tonga Kid. The Tonga Kid has come in. The Tonga Kid dives. He gets up on top of Akbar, and they're going to count Akbar out. Well, Akbar stepped into the ring, and the Tonga Kid came after him. The Kid flying off the top rope. What a move, and what excitement from the Tonga Kid. And he comes in, and now the Samoans are taking the Zambuie Express. Kareem Mohammed, they clothesline him. They get out of the ring. The Zambuies move out. It's the Samoans the winner with the help of the Tonga Kid here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. And now, let's go to the Hemisfair Arena in San Antonio and pick up the finals of the Texas Cup and show you the winner. That's coming up right on. There are people from throughout the state of Texas here. And there were 11 other cities which had semifinal matches for the Texas Cup, and those cities are all represented here tonight. Brody holding onto the arm. They're on the ropes. Adams throwing those forearms again. Brody still holding on. Now Adams grabs the other arm, whips Brody into the ropes. Oh, another one of those big shoulder tackles. Down went Chris Adams. This time Chris Adams gets in front with a beautiful hip toss and back to the side headlock. Chris Adams. Coming tonight from World Class Wrestling. Bruiser Brody. Finds the headlock being applied. Gary Hart, I'm looking at him out to the right of the ring, just staring intently in. Bruiser Brody is up. Adams holding on to the $1 million man. Ooh. Chris Adams now finds the big, powerful arms of Bruiser Brody wrapped around the rib cage as Brody puts the bear hug on Chris Adams. Look at the power of those arms of Bruiser Brody as he has them locked tight. How will Chris Adams get out of this if he can? A fist to the face of Bruiser Brody. There's another one, and another one, and another one. And finally, Brody lets go, and here comes Chris Adams bouncing off the ropes. Collide, he knocks Bruiser Brody back into the corner. Oh, this time as he goes for Brody. Brody steps aside, takes him, throws him out onto the timekeeper's table. Brody is coming outside. Chris Adams is there. The head of Adams slammed into the table. A $1 million man, Bruiser Brody. As the lights come on inside the Hemisfair Arena, Adams blocks it, and the head of Brody goes into the table. Adams has a 2x4. Chris Adams had Brody's 2x4, and he waylaid him with it. Now he wants a steel chair. He has that all right into the back of Bruiser Brody. Adams throws a chair in, just misses Brody. Here comes Chris back into the ring. Bruiser Brody catches a fist. Chris Adams now has the chair. They're battling for it. It falls into the center of the ring. 5 minutes have gone by. Adams has Brody up, and he slams him. Chris Adams picked up Bruiser Brody and slammed him, and Adams dives in with a knee, and Brody moves out of the way. Oh. Bruiser Brody getting up as he's holding onto that top rope. Gary Hart pacing just to the right as you can see him in the corner. Brody now turns the chair over. He takes Chris Adams over towards the chair. He's got him where he's going to try to get him into the pile driver position. Brody has him up. Brody's got him high. The steel chair is underneath the head of Chris Adams, and there he goes. Right into the steel chair. Brody covers him up. It's 1, 2, 3, and Bruiser Brody wins the final match of the Texas Cup. A winner of the Texas Cup. We'll be staying tuned and going down for the Cup presentation in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen the completion of the greatest tournament in the history of professional wrestling. 84 wrestlers vied for 3 weeks to compete for the Cup. And one
prestigious night in professional wrestling. We'd like to present you with this beautiful Texas Cup trophy.